In this video, we are going to discuss about the Doji candlestick. Doji candlestick is look like this only. Now, most of the people are confusing between the Doji candlestick and the spinning top candlestick. Let me show you the spinning top once again. This one is the spinning top candlestick and this one is a Doji candlestick, but both are looking same. Then what is the difference between Doji candlestick and spinning top candlestick? The simple difference is Doji candlestick is very small as compared to spinning top candlestick. Also Doji candlestick, the price, opening price and the closing price is too near, like here 100 and it will close near 102 or 103. But in spinning top wick size is long as compared to Doji candlestick, as well as there is a difference between the price, opening and closing price, but it's not matter. It does not mean that it's a spinning top or it's a Doji. Both candlestick, in some books, both candlestick like Doji candlestick and spinning top candlestick is also called as indecision candlestick. But in some book, instead of calling Doji candlestick as indecision candlestick, people are also calling it as a neutral candlestick. Now let me explain you why it is called as neutral and why Doji is created. Suppose if market or candlestick opened at 100 rupees, it not moved upside that much as well as not moved downside, but only moving within this range 100 and 98 or 97. Hardly it moved to 95 rupees and on above side 105 rupees. So that's why the size of Doji is always smaller and it's look like a plus sign or this sign or this sign, because for the Doji candle body is very small, or sometimes the opening price is 100, sometimes the opening price is 100 as well as closing price is also 100. So sometimes after moving the market downside or upside, we are getting this pattern or this pattern because opening and closing prices are same. That's why this Doji candlestick is called as neutral candlestick, because it not represent anything. Then what is the meaning of this? It not represent anything. Then why we are using the Doji candlestick? If you check here are example of Doji candlestick, very small candlestick, right? And this one is example of spinning top candlestick. Now what Doji candlestick represent? This is the main question. I will explain you what represent. Suppose the trend is uptrend. Suppose trend is uptrend, and in the uptrend you have seen the Doji candlestick. It does not mean that it will go downside. No. In my personal experience, what happening here is, suppose the trend is uptrend. If you see the Doji candle here, then high chances that market will again continue his uptrend. It will not drop it unless it will create yet another pattern called as a morning star or evening star. That we can cover it in some other video, but just bear with me. It's all depend on the next video, next candle, not a video. Suppose what I mean is, suppose there is one uptrend. You have seen one Doji candle. Just wait next candle. If next candle is bullish candle, that means market will continue again uptrend, and most of the time market will continue his trend. If next candle, suppose market is moving upside, it's Doji candle formed, and next candle is pure bearish candle, that means you need to enter based on this candle. Or suppose market is in uptrend and next candle is bullish candle after Doji, then just mark this candle high and if above high and low and make an entry. What I am personally suggesting is, if you see this example, market is in uptrend, right? You see the Doji candlestick. After Doji candlestick, mark Doji high and low. If whatever the candlestick is crossing this Doji candlestick or crossing above or below, you can make an entry. Or as a safe side, what you can do, after forming the Doji candlestick, mark high and low of Doji candlestick, just wait another candle to close, and whatever another candle closed above the doji candle, above that one make an entry and make stop loss below this candle. Entry point is above this candle, entry point, and below this one, below low of the doji is stop loss, above this candle is your entry. It's a very safe position. Now let me show you one practical example in the live market. What is the doji candle and how it look like? If you see, I am checking in 5 minutes. See, if you observe now, for this chart I am observing Nifty Bank. Nifty Bank is the index. Nifty Bank is the index from the Indian stock market, index formed from the various types of banks in India. Now let's take an example here. If you observe, today's trend is full of negative trend, right? Now where we can find the doji candlestick? If you ask me where, the answer is very simple. See, this one is doji candlestick, right? This one is also doji, this one is also doji. Why this one is also doji candlestick? Because the shape of this candlestick is very small. Now what we need to do is, as I said earlier, you just need to check what is the past trend. Like past trend is negative, that means if you see the doji, that means high chances that market will continue his past trends in 5 minute candlestick, right? I am talking about 5 minutes. It works same, like for example, past trend is positive if from doji and it will continue past trend as a positive. It will work very best in 1 minute, 5 minute and 10 minute. Okay, in 15 minutes there is high chances that it will reverse from here, but as I said earlier, as a safe side, we always need to check the next candle. Here is the doji candlestick, again doji candlestick. Next candle is very small candlestick, so it does not make any sense to make a decision based on this candlestick, right? As much you practice, you will get to know that what is the importance and how to make entry. So just mark high of this candle, low of this candle, and make an entry based on this candle. Or as I said earlier, just wait candle to close and mark the low of this candle, make an entry low of this candle, put stop loss above here, entry here. Now if you check the result, see how much it formed. See, it dropped it too much, right? From our level it dropped it too much. Again you can see some doji candle here, right? Doji candle is here, but you need to mark high and you need to mark the low. Also if you see here, even if doji candle, you will check the incorrect entry here. Incorrect in the sense the stop loss hit. Suppose this is the doji candle and you marked the high and the low of doji candle. Now market crossed this candle and above this candle we made the entry. But what happened is, market from this point, market exactly got reversed and our stop loss got hit. So as I said earlier, it is a neutral candle or indecision candle. As a safe side, most of the time it will give a profit, but for that just check the past trend of the market. Past trend is negative, then why you should make entry on positive side, right? It does not make any sense to make entry on the positive side if market is negative trend. That's why I am again telling you, for the based on the doji candlestick, you just need to check the past trend and based on that you need to enter. Now select the 1 minute. 1 minute also same. If you check on 1 minute, past trend is negative, doji candlestick. Again we need to check somewhere between doji candlestick. Past trend is negative and it continues this trend. There's no doubt about that one. And I have personal experience with this doji candlestick. Now check with the 10 minutes as well. If you check the 10 minutes, see here we formed one doji candlestick, right? What is the trend from the morning? Trend is negative. But you should be clear with your trend and understanding that as soon as we are covering all the topics, you will be much comfortable. Like I'm not saying you go and trade with the doji, go and trade with the spinning top. Just bear with me until the course ends. At the end, you will get to know that what are the multiple things we need to check in the live market to make an entry, because teaching in already happened or in the past recorded chart, it's really easy, but in the live market making the decision is really harder. So don't depend on only candlestick. What I'm suggesting, why we are choosing candlestick as a topic, because just check market sentiment, so that when next time you will see pattern is negative, it's a doji, do not think that market will reverse from here. You can always mark high and low, and based on that make your market sentiments or make your understanding towards that market sentiment. Suppose here market is full downtrend, why I will make interest positive side? Most of the people will think market will take support here and market will again move back. No need to think that one. Just check mark high and low. Based on that, just to do or just make your analytic skill more powerful, so that you will restrict your loss and increase your profit. Hope you got my point. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.